All right, so let's get the picks. The Ravens are favored by 6 in this one, Cynthia. What's the model say?
Well, I know this sounds crazy. I'm going to use this card right here because, man, I'm tired. I stayed up really late so that we had all the thing. And a lot
You're working hard for game debut,
Absolutely.
Tuesday viewers.
You know, Tuesday
queen of
views.
game
That's who we're
debut.
thankful for.
Give it up.
We got a
for
live
Cynthia.
studio audience on Tuesday.
Everyone, the crowd loves
Okay,
it.
27-20 is where I netted out in this one. So the Ravens, they win comfortably. I was actually surprised, but then when you factor in some of the things like what we've seen from the Niners offense, it's been a little confusing. So with the Niners offense and their injuries, that's really where this 27-20 comes in. But not the huge blowout like we saw last night against the Rams.
And that was a shocker, the blowout. But I'm also going with the Ravens myself. I look at the Ravens defense as the differentiator in this one because I think the 49ers who love to run the ball and people who try to take the run away, they didn't go to the air. The Ravens defensive secondary, I think, is one of the best in football, and they've been playing lights out.
I love Marlon Humphrey.
Marlon Humphreys, man, he's locking down top receivers like it's nothing. So I'm going with the Ravens.
Jimmy Smith also playing really well.
Yeah.
That's one reason I am taking the Ravens. I think it'll be closer than 7. I think it's a game that comes down to the wire. I was tempted to take the 49ers, be a little spicy before I watched last night, and then I thought this Ravens team are doing things that we haven't seen since the 07 Patriots. No team in NFL history has ever won 2 straight games against winning teams by 34 points or more. They've outscored their opponents by about 140 points over the last 4 weeks.
Oh, just that many?
Picking against them at this point just feels foolish.
Let's
Chiefs
do it.
favored by 10 in this one, Cynthia. What do you have?
The disrespect for the Raiders.
Well,
I mean, you see what the Jets did to him, Greg. Come on.
This is how you know that kind of the way that my model makes projections is not dissimilar to the way that we figure out what the projection is in general, because I have a 10-point here. I have 30-20 in this one. It's really based on the fact that we've seen really weird things. It's a math term, really weird.
Yeah.
From the pressure potential from Oakland, like what you saw against the Jets. The Jets have a not good O-line, and they weren't able to effectively bring any pressure against them. And the Chiefs, especially Andy Reid, coming off a bye, really, really good stuff. That's one of those things I hate, but it is actually. Andy Reid is great off a bye.
There he is. He gives his players the full 7 days off, which is not typical.
Great, yeah.
That's for a player. It's awesome. All right, I'm going with the Chiefs as well. Obviously, they're big favorites, and I don't think they're wrong. And I do think Derek Carr and the Oakland offense will play better than we've seen a week ago. There were drop passes. The weather was an issue. I think they'll pick it up a little bit.
Josh Jacobs, I think, will be fine.
I think the Chiefs win by even more than 10. I don't think it's close because this Raiders team, it's been a nice story. Everyone's given Mike Mayock a lot of credit for these picks. They've been great picks, but they're not talented on
Max
defense.
Crosby, I don't know, though, because when your guy you pick in on Saturdays outperforming the guy you picked fourth.
Little Mayock heat there.
No, I
Didn't
love
expect
Mayock.
To
I
see
think
that
it's
out of
no.
a former coworker.
I love Mayock. I'm saying he picked
spicy early,
like
aren't we?
you guys.
Patriots are favored by 3.5, Cynthia. What's the model say?
Okay, the model on this one says that New England won by at least 4. 24-20 is what I have right now. I am waiting on a few injury notes on this one, so do check back. Obviously,
it's
11:30 here on Sunday, right here, 11:30 Eastern. But right now, 24-20 is what I got.
I'm actually going with the Texans. Third matchup between Deshaun Watson and the Patriots. First one as a rookie, he actually played really good. They lost. The second one, he was coming off an ACL tear. This one, I think he realizes what this means. He's healthy. The team is good. He needs a bounce-back game after Lamar went a while ago. I think he has a good game.
I've seen this matchup before, though. Bill O'Brien has never beaten Bill Belichick. Romeo Crennel, his old defensive coordinator when they first started winning Super Bowls, he hasn't beaten him either. And I look at this Patriots offense, and if they get Mo Sanu back and Philip Dorsett, and that's what we're waiting for. So again, check back with this on Sunday. I think there's some good signs for this offense. I think N'Keal Harry and Jacoby Myers are now adding a little depth, and you got Isaiah Wynn back that you could see a different Patriots offense. I think they end up winning this game in a higher scoring game than we've seen in a while.
And they didn't even sack Dak, and they nullified Amari Cooper.
Right. Yeah, tough one.
Well, you're gonna ask me for my pick. I'm almost guaranteeing that's what's next, right?
Well, the Cowboys are favored by 6.5.
You've seen this show before.
I've seen this show before.
It's like you're a mind reader. Who do you got?
In this one, I have Zeke being kind of the chess piece because for me, I have 26-20. So you're right. I do think that the Bills keep it closer, but I think that that's because the Bills' defense has been allowing just so many rushing yards over the past 4 and 5 games that it's really allowed other teams to get in that groove to really establish the run against them and keep themselves competitive in games. Maybe not last week, but in prior weeks before that, like when the Cleveland Browns, for example. So for me, that's going to be the chess piece. But I think that if you don't sleep on the Bills traveling, it doesn't matter if it's Thanksgiving, it doesn't matter anything. The Bills traveling, they're very good at keeping games close when they travel.
All right, I like the Cowboys too. I think Zeke is the differentiator here, and he's going to get the run game going. And I think Dak actually has a bounce back game, and he's back on pace to get his money from the Cowboys.
Woo.
Pay them, man.
You know, this is the most watched game of the year, most seasons, is the Thanksgiving Cowboys game. The Lions Thanksgiving game is the second most watched usually. So I think this is a Josh Allen coming out party. No one's seen him. A Devin Singletary coming out party. And I think it's a close game. I think the Bills can score more, especially because of their running game, but the Cowboys do win in the end. Just maybe not by 6.
You maybe say that, what'd you say, the Lions is the second most watched one?
Yeah,
okay, well, that's where we're going to start with our quick picks today, unfortunately.
I mean, you got a lot of people watching Jeff Driscoll on Thanksgiving Day.
Hopefully it's Jeff Driscoll. We don't even know. That's why you have to keep an eye. This one's going to change because right now the Bears are traveling to Motor City, and they're favored in this matchup by 3. So what do you got, Huck?
I'm going with the Lions. Oh, not the Lions, I'm sorry.
I love it. No,
you were talking Lions. Absolutely not.
What you're saying first.
We're going with the Bears. Let me be very clear.
It says it right there.
Yeah, it's right on the graphic. Yeah, I'm going with the Bears. I think the defense is a differentiator, and they do enough. The Lions are just kind of going in the wrong direction.
Are they the lie downs?
They are the lie downs.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I want to see a good game. I mean, this is the game that kids have the most energy to watch. That first one, they're just like locked in. But I think the Bears could win this going away. You know, Mitch has played a little bit better the last couple weeks. And then just like last year, when Chase Daniel won on the road on Thanksgiving, the defense of the Bears is the best group of the game by far, and they can win a game by itself.
Great. At least it's not Matt Flynn playing, because that would the only way that my turkey would taste worse. Ultimately, for me in this one, it's a 2-point win. I'm keeping an eye on this one, though, because the quarterback position, the most valuable position for the Lions or for any team. Who's playing for sure? We're not sure, because right now Jeff Driscoll is questionable. So it could be a much more Bears-centric win, but for right now, with Jeff Driscoll in the model, it's 21-19.
So that's the start of Thanksgiving Day. How about the nightcap? I like this one. Falcons Saints hasn't been a great year for the Falcons. That's why they are 7-point underdogs at home. Would not have expected that going into this season. What does the model say?
The model says that in a revenge narrative from the kind of strange home win or home loss that the Saints had in their first matchup, the Saints win this one 29-21.
Ooh. With authority.
With authority. I think it's worse than that. I think the Saints pound them.
Really?
Again, is Julio Jones playing?
We don't know.
Right.
That is a big factor. We don't know if Marshawn Lattimore is playing either. And I think the Falcons, they got after Drew Brees the last time they played, and Matt Ryan. I just have so much respect for how he plays that I think he's going to put on a good show. I'm rooting for a good show on Thanksgiving night.
Yeah, we are.
But who's winning? I can see the bottom of the screen right now.
Close game.
I mean, I'm not ridiculous. Of course, you have the same win. All right, next we got the Browns and the Steelers back together just a couple weeks after the ugly ending of their Thursday night football matchup. Browns are favored by 2.5, Cynthia. Who do you got?
Browns are favored by 2.5 in this matchup. I think that's close to being correct. I have a 3-point win, 23-20. I think this one could go either way. It's not a convincingly, it's not a high percentage of conviction on either side. So for me, just a narrow win.
I've got a high percentage of conviction. I mean, the Steelers are starting Duck Hodges. I'm going for the Browns because this is not the same Browns offense that we saw about a month ago. Jarvis Landry's playing with great energy. Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb are one of the toughest backfields right now that you could ever hope to prepare for. They're more talented. And then I look at the picks at the bottom of the screen there, and Hawk is going Steelers like a turncoat.
What was the quote? What was the quote today? He's like, he doesn't kill us?
He doesn't. I hope he doesn't kill us.
If the best thing you can say, Mike Tomlin talking about Duck Hodges, is he doesn't kill us, that's not good. That's a low bar.
I know it's tough.
That's me on the show. She doesn't kill us.
Yeah, right. So I know how tough it is to play in Pittsburgh late, and I know they have situations at quarterback. I understand how well the Browns are playing, and ultimately I made these picks for the Browns remainder of the year weeks ago, so I'm sticking with them. I just think it's tough for the Browns to get 2 against the Steelers in one season.
That's true.
I had the Steelers winning.
Okay, well, Titans and Colts. Huge tilt, big implications. Okay, maybe not the biggest tilt, but ultimately it's Greg's second favorite division.
Is it?
No, not even close. Indianapolis is at home, and they are favorites by 3 points. What do you have, Greg?
I like the Titans in this game. They've been a different offense with Ryan Tannehill. I just think
Tannehill.
I've been waiting to see a little more juice out of them, and now you got Derrick Henry. December Derrick Henry, late season Derrick Henry is a phenomenon. It only comes out, after Thanksgiving or so, but he's here.
It's
a
a turkey. He's fueled by turkey.
I love
right?
it.
What about you?
I'm going with the Colts, man. I think the Colts is a better team. Even though the Titans have been playing well, I like what Jacoby Brissett brings to the table. I like the offense. And again, they have their ups and downs, but ultimately, I think they get away with the W.
So my model says that the Colts win this one 21-20. I actually have Jonathan Williams outperforming Derrick Henry from a fantasy standpoint. But of course, you have to remember that's like calculated by PPR, like how many receptions. Derrick Henry doesn't have any receptions, so that's kind of what drives that projection. But I was a little surprised. Jonathan Williams had two, over 100-yard scrimmage games in a row here.
Well,
so.
they've got a great running game. You know who else does? The Arizona Cardinals. They're 3-point underdogs at home this week to the Rams. This is kind of the Rams week where it's all over if they don't win this game. They got to win it. Will they?
I think it's already all over.
Really?
Yeah, my model says the Cardinals win this one. 24, in terms of playoff percentages, they huge precipitous drop because the Seahawks and obviously the 49ers are so strong, like it's very hard to make it as a third team out of there. So for me, 24-23, this is a game where Kyler Murray, off rest, just runs all over the Rams.
All right. I'm going with the Rams. I got a bounce back game. I'm like, they got embarrassed on national TV. Now people are questioning the genius of Sean McVay.
It's not Sean McVay's fault.
It's not, but still, it still doesn't look good for anybody involved. I think they have a bounce back game, and I think they get the W against the Cardinals.
I'm not questioning the genius of Kyler Murray. I think the Cardinals win this game at home. They're due. They've lost to a lot of good teams in close games. I think they'll win this one.
It's a good division, top to bottom.
It really is. Probably the best division of football. All right, all the way to Monday night. We got a lot that could change between now and then.
Who's playing?
Only Tuesday.
Who's playing in this game?
Exactly. You got to check back with us on Sunday morning to see what's really going on. All right, but for now, the Seahawks are favored by 3 over the Vikings in Seattle. Cynthia, what's the model say?
Okay, so the model now includes, yes, Jadeveon Clowney. Yes, Adam Thielen. So those are two big names that are both yeses, but could be nos in like 6 days, right? So I have Seahawks 25-23 Vikings. So a 2-point win in this one. But again, the confidence right now is like not high.
I switched my pick. I originally had the Vikings,
pick switcher.
and I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks because I feel like it's like going against Russell and
what are you
Pete
thinking?
Carroll right now. It's like going against a higher power. Like none of this makes sense what's happening in Seattle. Like you always think it's good, but somehow, some way they get it done. And it's just like I'm sick of fighting against things that are greater than myself. You know what I mean?
Which running back's gonna be the one that runs all over them, right? The Minnesota isn't even good at don't even allow people to run in. They'll be like, oh, Rashad Penny, welcome back to the team.
Right, here we go.
See you again.
All right, I got the Seahawks too. Here's some more game picks that we didn't get to.
A lot of them.
A lot of them. You see the question mark for the Bengals-Jets game from your boy. We'll get to that later.
Is that allowed?
Don't worry
That's
about that.
That's a professional tease right there.
This is our show.
That's
we
a deep
can
tease.
do what we want.
The Carolina one's really strong percentage for me.
Jaguars been blown out 3 straight weeks, but Cynthia likes them.
Cynthia likes them.